Yo, what's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. For the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. For the next hour, I want my thoughts and my opinions to broaden your horizon. And to get into contact with me, it's not hard. All you have to do is tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and I will be sure to reply. Also, get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. There, you can listen to me anywhere in the world, obviously, because it's a mobile app. So if you're in Cleveland listening, or Tampa Bay, or even Auckland, New Zealand, wherever you are, you can listen to Happy Hour at any time by getting the Hoppe Radio app. And if you're listening on demand, all you have to do as well is email me. If you want to send me more than 140 characters, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. All right, enough of the plugging about myself. Live at the Dump Towers, not the Trump Towers, the Dump Towers in New Port Richey, Pasco County. I am live here. Yeah, with Kevin Holly. What's up, dude?
What's up?
How's it going, man? Once again, thank you for letting me use this room, because whenever I record at my house, I feel like I'm like in a mental hospital. I'm just yelling, and there's my cat and my girlfriend laying on the bed. I feel crazy, so it feels good to get out of the house.
So let me get this straight. You feel crazy like you're in a mental hospital and you travel to Pasco County instead? That's better?
It is a very odd route, because you first begin leaving St. Pete and you're going down US 19, and you just see it become more like Pasco each and every second. Kind of like when you're in Chicago and you're going down Lakeshore Drive, and it goes from really nice to where the Bears play to UIC, and then it gets really ghetto. I'm not saying New Port Richey is ghetto, but it goes from looking like St. Pete to looking like Largo. And then it says, welcome to Pasco County. And you're like, I'm in Pasco County. It's just the cars that are over here, and the trucks, and the people you see when you're at, let's say, Speedway or Wawa. You go, and this isn't an insult on Pasco County. They just have a certain look and a certain slang. You can just tell you're in New Port Richey. You're like, I'm not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy.
Dorothy, I think it's more of a mindset. It's really just the same.
I don't know. It's hard to explain.
It's a
like,
repeat of like Checkers, Speedways, Walgreens.
Yeah, yes.
Starbucks, you know?
How many Wawas, which I love Wawa, the best place on earth. It's literally heaven. But how many Wawas do you drive by when you're down US 19? Like, you almost know that you're getting closer when you keep on passing Wawas, because you're in the heart of New Port Richey. Like, you're in downtown. And when you see the first Wawa, you're like, okay, I'm about 20 miles away. But when you see the second Wawa and then the last Wawa, you go, okay, I'm near here. And then you reach the Dump Towers. That's the charm of New Port Richey. It's just hardworking, average people that want Wawa or Checkers.
Bro, I'll tell you what. You know, we're located on 19, so it's kind of the armpit of New Port Richey.
But don't say that. That's what the heart of it is. That's what makes it likable.
I think the heart of it's downtown, like off Main Street. You know, we're just a couple like south of Main Street, so it's not quite as beautiful, if you will. But there's plenty of really beautiful parts of New Port Richey. I mean, Trinity, all that area, Seven Springs, a really nice part of town. If you go a little east, you know.
If I were to make more money, and I was able to move out of my apartment, you better believe that I would potentially move here if I could get a nice house. There is something about New Port Richey that I dig. So there you go. There's the plug for New Port Richey. All right. So I have this article here. I printed out prep because what happened the last few weeks was whenever I'd be doing this show, the issue would be the internet would freeze here because you have like 7 effing laptops connected to the Wi-Fi and everybody else inside.
One time it was your fault.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It was my fault. But what I'm saying is, it feels good to actually print out news. It's like, you know, I'm back in the 2000s and 90s and 80s and any time prior when you actually had to print out your news. And I see this article.
You could have faxed it here.
Off my burner phone?
Yeah, I got a fax machine.
And I could have given you a call via a payphone at the local Speedway to let you know how close I was. But I did print out this article here. It's from CNN. It says, 10 things millennials won't spend money on. Number 1 is something that has been annoying the hell out of me. It says pay TV. Now, listen. The cable companies, they need to realize that they're done. They need to realize very soon that within 20 to 30 years, cable TV is not going to be a thing. The only reason cable TV is here is because of your generation and the baby boomers and people older than that just don't want to learn how to. And I'm not saying you're like that, but there are people your age that are just in their ways of, I just want to watch cable.
I don't want to correct you, it's your show, but I'm Generation X of
Yeah.
42.
Yes.
My parents in their 70s, that's the baby boomers.
No, but I said your generation and the baby boomers. I wasn't correcting. I was giving a list. I said it fast, but I was giving a list. Your generation, Generation X, baby boomers, they love cable. Like, they just like laying on their couch, picking up their DirecTV remote or Spectrum or any one of them, putting their feet on the couch and just laying back and watching it. Us millennials, we like going to coffee shops and watching it while doing work. We like watching on Amazon Fire TVs or on Roku's. It's just the thing. And it says here on this list of the 10 things we won't spend money on anymore, pay TV. It says the average American has about 71% of their media on their TV. But for ages 14 to 24, it's only 46% because it's on their tablet, PC, or phone. Here's the issue of why cable TV is dead. It's gone. Very soon it's going to be not here anymore. Here's why. It's because it's too much and you can't go month by month. I got one of the cable companies in the mail today. They sent me a thing. It said $40 per month for cable and internet. And I was like, wow, that's a good deal. But then they have that little sign where it's like read on the bottom of the sheet. Yes. And it has all these reasons of why after 12 months you'll be in a new deal. And it's so wordy. It's like, that's why we don't like you, is it's never completely making sense on what we're signing up for. But if you sign up for Amazon Prime or Netflix, HBO Go, Showtime On Demand, we know what we're signing up for, so we're never nervous. I wouldn't mind doing that. That's less money than what I'm paying for the internet for, but I don't want to get sucked into a deal. If I were to move, or if I were to move to a new house or a new city, I don't feel like having the headache of signing up for cable, so we don't do it. And you can watch things on Putlocker. I mean, cable TV has to be freaking out when you have these services online that you can watch episodes even before they come out because they're getting leaked, or you can watch it on sites like Putlocker, sites where you can watch whatever you want. I allegedly do that. So what I'm getting at is they have to be crapping their beds knowing that within 20 years, yeah, they'll be 70s, they'll have a good retirement, but cable's done.
It's going to be way sooner than that, in my opinion.
I think in 20 years, exactly, it'll be gone. I think sooner than that, but in 20 years, it'll be like thinking about, I can't think of an example. VHSs, DVD players. Even DVDs don't matter anymore. Like, I look at Best Buy, or I look at Target, and I go there to get my things. I go there if I need a new iPhone charger, or if I need a new cell phone. And you look at the DVD section, and it's full. Like, when you go to the cell phone section, or the laptop section, it's not there. Like 100% of the things are in the DVD section. Like, it's completely loaded on each shelf. Like, you can tell nobody bought copies of anything. But if you go to like where the laptops are or the printers or the TVs, there might be 2 left. And that's because people are going over there buying things. But nobody is going to the DVD section and it's like, man, I really need to get out on DVD, or I really need to get Beauty and the Beast. Any of the movies that have come out now that are on DVD, when you can just watch it on demand. I mean,
when was the last time you went to a Blockbuster and rented a DVD?
Well, it's out of business.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sure.
But there's a place in the Midwest that is only in the Midwest because people up there are simple. It's called Family Video. And it's actually pretty nice because they have all the classics. Like, if you would go to any of the big chains back in the day, they would just have the new movies and they would get rid of it. But I read online during this article, I think it was on Slate.com, it said that the reason that place is open, Family Video, is because, like, they keep all the movies from 20 years ago on DVD. That's how cable needs to be. Cable needs to market themselves for people my age. None of these effing deals where after 12 months we might have to pay more. Not any of these things. You need to do a la carte.
Why should
Listen
it
to me. Listen to
better
me.
for you than it was for us?
Cable companies.
Why should we dumb it down for your generation, man?
Because that's the only way you're going to survive. I know it might not be fair, and I know us millennials might have easier access to the internet and to sport games and even pornography. I know we have it easier, and I know it may not be fair for people that are Generation X or baby boomers. You might be jealous that we have things easier, but companies need to get with the times or they are going to be crap out of luck.
If it's so much easier, why are y'all complaining all the time? About how...
I don't complain. I'm grateful. If you go on Huffington Post and you see what's going on in Syria, everybody needs to appreciate what we have in America. That's just a side point. But here's what I'm getting at. The only way that cable companies will survive, I don't care if you lower your prices and then you'll suck us in for more money. I don't care. The only way is if you let us pick what channels we can have. Yeah, it may not be as many, but that's the only way you're not going to lose to Netflix and to the illegal sites or Amazon Prime. The only way you're surviving is if I can go, I want ESPN, I want Cartoon Network, I want Comedy Central, I want AMC, HBO, Showtime. That's it. Fox, NBC, NBA TV, NFL TV, Fox Sports 1.
Keep going. You're going to
NHL
have a whole
TV.
subscription here, man. What's the difference then? You just
But
love like...
I don't want ETV. I don't want TLC and watch whatever's on now. I know Honey Boo Boo is a reference from 2012. But what I'm saying is pay by the channel. So maybe we end up paying $20, but we're willing to pay for just what we want. Maybe we'll end up paying as much as paying for every channel, but trust me, our generation would fall for that. We'd be like, wow, we can pick and choose what we want? Okay, cool. But when you make us have channels that we don't want to watch, like Catholic TV, EWTN, or let's say TNT, where we can watch old dramas, the cable companies are never going to survive. I promise you.
Listen, I agree with you to an extent. If you could pick your packages, you know, with a selection...
Pick your channels. When you go online...
Like that. That's like going to a restaurant and saying, I want a lobster...
Make it work. The only way. And I know that's easier said than done. I know that's easier said than done. But have many packages if you have to. But make it legit, dumbed down, and make it as easy as possible. In this world of the everybody having ADD, we don't feel like having to read contracts over TV. We can just watch it anywhere.
It's the pussification of America.
Say what you want, but that's the only way you're going to survive. Old CEOs can act like, oh, why are they watching Netflix? They should be watching us, traditional cable TV. And you can bitch about my generation being a bunch of pussies. And you can bitch about how nobody is paying for it anymore my age. But listen, you're going to go out of business by 2037. You will be extinct like the VHS and like the DVD is.
I like the fact... I like your opinion of being able to choose your channels. I just think it would only work financially.
I know you literally cannot pick and choose. I know that's not plausible, but something as close to that. That is the only way you're surviving.
They should have more options. I agree with you.
All right. Second on the list of things that my generation is not paying for, investments. No crap. Why would you invest in something if we're literally having to pay for our rent and our electricity every month and our cell phone bills and our car payments? How are we supposed to invest in the future if we literally, many of us millennials, have to have second and third jobs to get by? How are we supposed to invest in the future if jobs aren't paying as much?
The same way that the baby boomers did it, Gen X did it.
How? How did they do? Tell me.
By busting your ass and saving your money and making good decisions.
Bro, I bust my ass all the time and I barely get by.
I'm saying
No. Millennials do work hard. Not as many hardworking people by percentage as, let's say, baby boomers or Generation X. There are a ton of lazy millennials. But listen, some of the hardest working millennials aren't making shit. They're not making any money. They're just getting by.
Some of the hardest working baby boomers and some of the hardest working Gen Xers are still not making shit.
Yes, I know that. But they have money from when they were working in the past. You have to admit that they have money or they have...
A lot of them have debt from the past. Look at people who have been divorced. Look at people who have...
I know it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I'm just saying...
Wait, what?
I do go both ways. There's going to be some news from my girlfriend.
Hello.
She's going to get all these texts. She's going to be like, Ryan goes both ways. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying, it just seems like there's less jobs and there's more competition.
I understand your point of view, and I somewhat agree with you, but at the same time, look at the statistics and what's happening right now. We have the lowest unemployment rate in
It just seems like, I can't speak for sure. I can't sit here and claim that I was here back in the day, back in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s. I'm not saying, maybe that's why I feel like there were more jobs back then. You just hear about the opportunities when you could just walk in and you were immediately hired. It doesn't work like that now. You have to go through the process of applying online. You have to go through the process of going on LinkedIn. Back in the day, you hear about people just walking into new jobs.
But Ryan, you're making it very difficult for a Gen Xer like myself to accept your complaint as relevant.
But that's just the way things are.
But at the same rate, though,
you guys had it easier. You would literally walk into a job.
No, and I don't even want to get into
I don't know about that. You have second and third and fourth things you have to sign up for.
Maybe my generation should be a little bit more lenient towards yours because you're the next generation that's coming
They're
up.
threatened by us. And I'm not even playing.
No, but it's hard for you guys because you're coming up. It's difficult to start. That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe it's because I work in radio and you just hear the tales of all the big names walking in and being like, "Yo, can I have an internship?" And they go, "Yeah, you can also make $20 per hour." And you're like, I'm not bitching or complaining. I'm just saying, maybe it's because I work in radio and I just hear how easy a lot of the big names have it that I assume everything's like that. But I'm just saying, it seems like.
Well, you have your eyes on. Sorry to interrupt you, but you have your eyes on stardom. That's what you're working towards, a job in the limelight, and it's a little bit different than somebody that's starting a lawn service, turning it into a landscaping company that turns it into a paper company or something. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Here's what I think the divide is in this argument per se, is I didn't see the 70s through now when you grew up, and you don't know how it feels to be a 20-year-old now in 2017. So there's going to always be this disconnect between the younger generations and the older generation. I think this next generation of the 2000s and the 2010s, I think we're going to have more in common because we both had smartphones, we had internet, we had things that we grew up with. But I just feel like there's always going to be this disconnect between 90s kids, 80s kids. Because we'll know what it was like to use smartphones to do Facebook Lives. Like, think about it this way. I think I might be the last year that was born that knew about dial-up. Because my girlfriend barely remembers dial-up, and she was born in like 1996.
Wow.
I remember that.
I graduated college in 96, man. I was a new member of the workforce just like you when your girlfriend was born.
How old does that make you feel?
I feel old. pretty old, thanks.
Somebody asked, where is this show from? Hell. That's where it's from.
Hell. Dump Tower, baby.
All right. That's basically everything that's on the list. One thing it says is we can't afford marriage. Obviously, we can't afford marriage. I mean,
that's a good subject, man. Marriage has become so expensive now. Between getting it catered, having an open bar, having a DJ, flowers, a photographer, a venue to hold the event, the limo, all that stuff, flying people in, everything's expensive. Millennials have a rough time getting married right now.
Millennials, I'm not playing this pity card. We will have to work hard as much as possible, but millennials just don't have it as easy. And I know the older generation is going to bitch and moan, "Oh, you guys are pussies. Oh, you guys are easily offended." Yeah, a lot of us are pussies.
That's true.
But I'm telling you, everybody I know up in the Midwest that have second or third jobs bust their ass. And everybody in the promotions department at Cox Media or iHeart Media when I was on Rover's Morning Glory or when I went to this radio trade place up in the Midwest, the hardworking millennials that are focused on making it are some of the hardest working people. I would put them up there with people in Generation X or baby boomers. We just don't get a lot of attention because all the uptight pussies that want everything given to them have ruined everything.
Ruined it for you. I agree.
For example, there was this intern that was interning for Howard Stern. Literally the cream of the crop when it comes to radio. You're literally interning with the Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan of music or of sports. Like, you're with the cream of the crop, the
You
top
can just
talent.
say Howard Stern.
Yeah, literally everybody knows who he is. And this intern complained that she wasn't being paid. So now they don't have interns anymore, supposedly, at Sirius XM. Are you kidding me? You're literally in the same hallways as the supposed king of all media. And you're suing them for not paying you? That is why we get crap. Because of those uptight pussies that make us look bad.
I agree with that. It's tough, bro. But you know what? Even as a Generation Xer, and you look at all the hardworking people of all the generations past, you go back 200 years to the people that came in, you know. And
they worked so hard.
They built the roads, the railroads, the cities, you know, everything. You know, how could we possibly complain about how we have it? You know, as tough as it might be, you still wake up, you can go to Starbucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, like, a lot of times I get very nervous about my job because I just want to make everything sound good when I'm board hopping for the bone or when I'm working a Tampa Bay Lightning game. Anybody, we panic so much about doing good on our jobs and paying our rent. But when you look at what's going on in the world, you literally need to appreciate what you have. Yeah, your job might suck. Yeah, you maybe don't live in the best neighborhood, but you don't live in Syria.
Yeah.
If you go on the websites that aren't the main websites, if you go to like The Independent or sites like that, the sites that are overseas, they will show you raw pictures of what is going on overseas in Syria and in anywhere like that.
Yeah, you know.
You don't have it bad. I'm sorry, you don't. Yeah, you might be broke. Yeah, you might be eating ramen noodles a lot like me, but you don't have it that bad. You're not being blown up. Because if you think about it, it's such a small world. Everybody knows somebody who is overseas. Like, think about it.
And got blown up.
Yeah. You at least know a person that got blown up, or you know a person that knew a person that got blown up. We complain, oh, I know a girl that got pregnant. That was her choice to have intercourse that was unprotected or the condom broke. Boo-hoo. That problem is not that bad. I don't care how broke you are, and I don't care how hard you have to work. That is your choice to get pregnant, or that is your choice to commit a crime. Even if you live in the worst ghetto of St. Pete, it's not that bad. Trust me.
There's no bad ghettos in St. Pete. St. Pete's
Funniest thing happened today. So my girlfriend, usually she sits in on happy hour, but she's out seeing a movie with her friend. And I live in this really weird neighborhood. Have you heard about the show Pervert Park on Netflix? It's this movie about sex offenders that live off of 54th Avenue, right when you get off the highway, and there's that racetrack.
Get out of here.
Yeah, there's like over 130 pedophiles that live right off the highway. There are like 2 exits from me. And my neighborhood is very cheap. I pay $500 a month for rent. I live in this like little bungalow. Kevin's been there. And all my neighbors are sex offenders. One of them was false imprisonment of a 9-year-old and rape. And every time my girlfriend goes out, so I live in this like path. There's the main house, and then there's like 4 little apartments. And I live in this main path. So I'm basically hidden from the neighborhood. It's beautiful. I never have to look at these creeps. But my girlfriend, I keep telling her, when you're getting picked up by an Uber or when your friend's picking you up, wait until they come. I'm not saying you're going to get kidnapped, but I don't exactly like the idea of you being across the block from somebody who is a pedophile who kidnapped somebody. Yeah. So she's out there waiting today, and I thought her friend was there. If I knew my girlfriend's friend wasn't there, there's no way I would want her being in the front yard by pedophiles. She sends me a snap. And it's her with a frowning face. And she's like, some guy just asked if I was a hooker. Because she was looking all hot going out to hang out with her friends, going to a movie. So what I'm saying is, that's the type of neighborhood I live in.
I've met Mel a bunch of times, and definitely not looking like a hooker. She's adorable.
I just thought that was very weird of the neighbors.
That sucks, man. Yeah, dude. I don't even like going to my kid's bus stop, and I live in a nice community. You know what I mean?
Why do you not like going there?
Because you never know who's out there, man. You know, ever. Think about it like this: people don't go to poor neighborhoods to rob stuff. You know? Mm-hmm. So the same goes with pedophiles. You know, they're going through neighborhoods that they think feel secure. So you have to be extra protective living in a nicer neighborhood. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about your neighborhood. I live in a little bit nicer.
No, you can trash my neighborhood whenever you want. Okay. Like a month ago, my neighbor comes to my front door, and I hear, and I don't answer. I never answer my door ever. Even if it's like UPS and they say it's UPS, I don't even answer. I just...
Dude, I went to your house and you didn't answer. I had to call you.
I never answer my door because it's not that bad of a neighborhood, but it's not good enough where I'm going to answer my door. And I keep hearing the knocks. I'm like, fine, I'll answer the door. So I go to the front, and it's like my neighbor, who I think might have like schizophrenia. She actually was in a mental hospital, and she gets money from the government, of course. And she goes, have you seen my dog? I go, no. She goes, because your dog... my dog was just in your house. And I go,
what?
No, it wasn't. She goes, it was in your front yard barking. And I go, no, it wasn't. And she goes, you're lying. F you. And she closed the door. And I was like, okay.
Well, that's over.
Yeah.
Move on, you know. Wow, dude.
And there was one time 2 years ago, I came home after taking an Uber. I was pretty drunk. I always Uber. I never drink and drive because if you drink and drive, you're a loser. And I went home. And I was really drunk. And I lost my key. And I couldn't find how to get into my apartment. And there's like a little way. I'm not going to say how I hide my key, but there's a way I hide a second pair of keys so I can get in. But for some reason, I couldn't find it.
It's like a block away, right? Yeah.
What?
Your hidden key is a block away.
It's somewhere. I'm not going to even say.
So far away.
And my neighbor, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm drunk. My neighbor, she comes over, the one that's schizophrenic from a mental hospital, and she's like, are you trying to break in there? And I'm like, no, shut up. She's like, are you trying to break in there? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to get home to sleep. I'm going to be hungover tomorrow. And I was like, go away.
What is she
and she's like,
to say? Like, yeah, I'm breaking in. Leave me alone. Give me a minute.
Yeah, because actual robbers break into houses, and when they're asked what they're doing, they're like, yeah, I'm just...
Hey, you know, if you got an extra crowbar, that'd be great. You know, I'm having a hard time with it. I mean, this dude that lives here is fucking really tall. Pardon my French. Oh, I dropped an F-bomb on the show. So.
It's okay. As long as I don't swear too much, because I always want it to be radio ready.
I know, I'm sorry.
All right, here's the deal.
Mark the tape.
I hope my neighbor doesn't hear this. One time she came up to me. I was like in the front yard. I used to have 2 neighbors that I would drink with that lived next door to me, and we would hang out like every Friday or Saturday night when I'm not working. But they both moved. So I have this one neighbor that I think is possibly a hooker. I'm not even kidding, because guys just go in and out. And then I have a neighbor next door that never leaves his house. So I hope they're not listening, because my one neighbor, the one that has schizophrenia, she came up to me one time when I was out there drinking with my old neighbors, and she's like, can you see the radio waves? And I'm like, what? She's like, can you see the radio waves? I'm like, no, I cannot see the radio waves. And she goes, because you work in radio at the Bone, right? And I'm like, ah, crap, she knows who I am. And I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody in radio. I'm a nobody in this town. No. Kind of known, but I'm not. But the fact, okay, it's not like I'm Mike Kelter where everyone knows who I am, or I'm Drew. Like, I'm the side guy. I'm the guy that's on, like, the NBA D-League of the Bone. Like, I'm not on the top 12 players, but I'm kind of hanging around. So whenever somebody knows who I am, that's because they listen enough.
Yeah. Now, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. We should call her right now.
No, dude.
Come on. You got her number? You ever borrow brown sugar from her?
No. If you can go visit.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Dude, struck me by lightning.
With what? The happy hour thing?
Yeah.
That's a good way to go to break.
That's awesome.
What's up? This is Ryan Hoppe from your...
Who the hell's watching this? No, you're doing perfect tonight. I love the girlfriend and everything, but it makes it easier not having her here because I feel pressure to leave. She's like, oh my God, I'm tired. I'm like, fine, we'll leave. That was 30 minutes. That's usually half of what we do, and I'm not even done. That flowed well. Here's what I think of my prep. Can I make it?
They are very exceptional.
Yeah! Kobe! God damn it. Where are you going? Bathroom?
As soon as possible. They operate.
All right, I'll probably be talking.
An embroidery factory here in Tampa Bay, and they provide the highest.
I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Screen printing in all Florida. And guess what? They use the top-notch.
Who the hell's watching this? Adam Curtis, I appreciate it.
Direct-to-garment prints are reached at a standard that they can be proud of. And maybe you're going, oh man, how how can I get into contact with such a great company? Trust me, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is give them a call right now.
It's so awkward because when you watch like Rover's TV show or The Bone or Howard TV back in the day, they have commercials during the break, so you're able to not look at the host live, or they're at least airing like commercials in the background, and it'll show them in their desks at their radio show. But because my show is not the biggest setup, I'm just sitting here awkwardly, and you guys are like, why is Hoppe not talking? It's quite the riveting setup I have, but we're back. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio and get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio. It's weird. So, I know every radio show now does a video portion of them online, but the reason they're lucky, like Bone TV and RMG TV and even Howard TV back in the day, was you were able to like have commercials that air on the video portion of your show. But since I record Hoppe TV, which you can see on YouTube or my public Facebook, it's just me doing it off the phone, so I have no commercials. So it's very awkward during the commercial breaks. I feel like I have to entertain the video portion because you have to show me. So I'm sitting here awkwardly, and I'm an awkward guy as it is, so I'm trying to fill time, so it feels good when I'm back on air. But hopefully someday I'll have that great setup, you know. Some say I won't make it in radio. We'll just have to wait and see. Doing the hacky cricket sound effects. Okay, saw this article here. I don't know. I don't get people that are like, how dare potential bosses. Kevin Howley walked in at the good point.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're about 20 years older than me. You could be my dad. You know, you're old now. What I want to ask you, Kevin, is how do you feel about potential employers wanting Facebook passwords?
Oh, absolutely not. No way. There's family secrets on Facebook. Now, Zuckerberg might get those secrets, but my employer, no thank you. No.
Here's what I think they should do. I think employers should have an option where they can see what you post, but not your personal messages. I have no problem with my employer seeing it, because a lot of times people have it on private. Like a lot of young millennials, if their name is Joseph and their last name is some crazy last name, it'll be easy to find their account. So a lot of people my age, good old millennials, what they do is they'll put their name as like Joseph Michael, the most bland thing, so there's 1,000 Joseph Michaels, so then it's hard to find them. The only reason they're making their account hard to find is because they have things to hide.
Or they have security issues that they don't trust it, you know?
No, it's because they don't want schools and potential employers to see it, which means maybe you shouldn't be hired if you're doing things on the weekend that you wouldn't be proud of. So I have no problem with potential employers wanting to see my account.
You said passwords, though. Now, seeing a public account is different than them having access to everything you've done.
But a lot of accounts are private. You can hide things.
So have a public account. Make your private account public if they find you have a private account. But I would not agree with giving up passwords for anything ever.
I would say, man, I just don't mind it. As long as you can't see what my private messages say, I don't care if you see my notifications. I don't care. Especially in 2017 when you have to find the cream of the crop in talent.
Is it just notifications, though, that they're seeing? Or is it like all your history, everything you've seen since way back?
That's where I have the problem. But people are so up in arms over it. And I'm like, I really don't have a problem with you seeing everything but my messages. As long as my private conversations cannot be reached, I don't care.
I'm a little farther on the right side of the fence on this one, and I think no access or limited access. You don't need to know about your private.
You can tell Facebook is literally trying to cater to that because they have a new feature, which Facebook is the most uninnovative, unoriginal thing of all time. They took the concept from Zynga and MySpace, but they get all the credit. Periscope first did video portions of things, and then Facebook Live took it, and then they took Snapchat. Now they're taking LinkedIn. You can have a resume feature on your Facebook. Why? I swear to God, Mark Zuckerberg literally gets all the credit in the world for being an innovator, but all he is, he's like that local radio DJ in your town that took all the bits that different radio shows did and then just made it his own thing in his home market. But that's kind of what Mark Zuckerberg did. He took the MySpace idea, he took the video portion idea, he took the Snapchat idea, now he's taking the LinkedIn idea, and he kind of made it his own thing. Like, he's pretty unoriginal.
So
But
what did he really make? Like a food court for social media?
I like that. That's a non-radio version that people can relate to. He literally said, I want to take everyone's idea and make billions of dollars and then have a house in good old Honolulu where no one can see my yard and I have fences 10 feet tall.
That's what I'm talking about. What's going on in Honolulu? Because Honolulu is notorious for drug addiction, crime,
You think?
poverty.
Is it?
It depends on welfare. Oh yeah, Honolulu's bad, bro. It's one of the worst cities as far as everything I listen to.
I think it's because it just seems so beautiful out there that you don't think about the problems are.
I think it's like Florida. It's a derelict state. It's cheap enough for you to run away from your
It
problems.
seems a little bit more normal than Florida. And I'm not saying Florida's not normal, but there obviously is the craziness. But it just seems like they're happier out there.
What's normal about a surfer that's a native that's on methamphetamines yelling at you?
Have you been there?
Well, I've read about it. And he's like, get off my waves, bro. It's my beach, bro. It's my beach, bro. And you gotta fight this guy on methamphetamines, you know, so you can surf while you're on vacation for 2 days. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I saved up 10 grand over the last 4 years for our honeymoon, and we go to Honolulu, see the capital, you know, whatever. Is it the capital?
How do you think people feel when they visit Florida and they're just expecting it to be like normal, and then you like
It depends on where they go, man. If they go like
Ocala, then you're gonna see something.
if they're golfers, Ocala's great, you know? That's fine. If you're an old man golfer with white privilege, what? What did I say? Oh, millennial talk.
I'm not offended. I'm just letting you talk. I'm giving you your forum.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because I interrupt you at times. So I'm letting Kevin Holly do his thing, but
I shouldn't be allowed.
I want your take on this.
Okay.
Federal judge to the town of Flint, Michigan. Time's up. Pick a safe, long-term drinking water source now. Flint city officials have until October 23rd, so it's like in a day or two,
I saw yesterday.
to choose a long-term drinking water supply source for the city that provides residents with safe water. Here's what I love. Such an awful, awful thing. Like,
What is the alternative drinking source, if you don't mind me asking? I mean,
I'm not a city official,
okay.
but that's what you were given the job to do, is to fix any problem the city has. Fair or not, all I'm saying is I can see where they're coming from. Okay, when you say fix the crime now, like Trump was saying to Rahm Emanuel,
What?
that's a little crazier overnight to fix crime. I get it. Or to fix poverty. But it just seems like there has to be some solution.
God bless it, Ryan, but fixing a mini massacre every weekend in Chicago it's not like asking to fix poverty, dude, you know?
What I'm saying is there's different examples where people go, why didn't the city fix this overnight? But it seems like water is something you could fix. Like, my thing is this. And I'm not trying to go into good old Trump on my show, but he spends all this time talking about fake news. He spends all this time talking about the NFL. He has this huge platform where he should be yelling about Flint, Michigan not having water, and maybe more people would give it attention. It's just not a pretty plot line. There's no juice to it.
You know
So you never see Fox News talk about it.
Ryan, you know you're going to get...
And I don't care. I don't give an F that Trump donated $1 million. Cool.
You're
Nice.
going to get that
Nice.
side of the coin, though, man.
Nice. I don't care.
Is he really spending that much time? And I'm not a big Trump train.
No.
Is he spending that much time on Twitter? Really? Really? Is he just spending time that other presidents spent in their bedrooms thinking and not communicating?
But it's the propaganda that he spills. I'm not
The
saying...
propaganda's on
I'm
others.
not comparing Trump
Stop
to
yelling
him.
at me, Ryan.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here's my thing. Is he just sparks anger in this country. I'm not saying he's racist. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. But his 140 characters is literally the most important 140 characters on Twitter. And if he were to spend more time once a day saying donate to Flint, maybe problems could be fixed. I'm just saying, he has the hugest platform online and he spends it yelling. Yes. Yes.
Do you ever see him tweet about Flint?
No.
Or do you just see what's retweeted and what's...
No, I follow him on Twitter. I get everything to my phone.
See every single tweet?
I get every tweet that comes to me.
So you're obsessed with being anti-Trump then?
No, I'm not anti-Trump. I'm not anti-Trump at all. I'm voting for him. I didn't vote for him, but I'm rooting for him because I want him to do well for this country.
Thank you.
What I do, though,
That's
here's
all.
why I have his tweets come to my phone. The reason I have his tweets come to my phone is a lot of times I'll respond by saying, "Oh, Daddy, you're crazy," and then I'll just link my podcast, and it gets like 200 website views.
Dude, I'm so guilty of doing the same thing. I've got a hashtag, like TKHS, and I hashtag every stupid comment I make. Whenever I see more than like 3,000...
You got to link the website.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, because no one's going to know what the hell that means.
Dude, I've joined groups that I never would ever want to follow, just so I could just slide that in there.
The name of my fantasy football team, everybody has the goofy names like Wookie of the Year and all these dumb names. Mine is Listen to Happy Hour.
Oh, perfect.
I know it's douchey. I know it's full of narcissism, but
Who cares?
yeah.
Getting it out there. That's awesome.
Listen to Happy Hour. I'm not going to read this whole article. I'm just saying, I'm sure there's a ton of listeners out there. Like, I have this one girl on the promotions team, Gloria. Man, she has so much potential. Smart, funny, talented. She's one of the best promotion people in the whole building. And what I'm saying is, she listens to Happy Hour, and a lot of times she says to me, because she listens, and she'll go, "I don't hear you break down the news enough." And it's like, she goes, "I hear a bunch of news headlines that people don't talk about, and I wish you would paint a pic more so we can hear about things more." Like, for example, last week when I was talking about jokes about that movie executive that I'll keep nameless out in Los Angeles, I didn't read the tweets that James Corden sent, and she's like, "I wish you would have given us more information." So what I'm saying is, I've been really focused on that today, and I'm trying to talk about topics that people don't talk about. And it just seems like the media overlooks the Flint, Michigan update. It seems like they spend their time talking about fake outrage. And there's a ton of issues in this country. There's the fires out in California.
The World Series. What's happening right now?
Y'all, who cares?
Is this show over yet? I'm just kidding. What about your friend Gloria? Maybe she wants like a 3-hour show. Maybe she should listen to my show instead.
Plug the Kevin Holly Show, iTunes. What else you on? TuneIn, Stitcher.
Hello.
I see this article here. I just wanted to give her a shout out because most people don't listen to my show. And what I mean by that is most of my listens come from like middle-aged dudes that listen to The Bone. So I love her advice because it's cool to hear it from a person that's a female and that's in my age demographic because it's just unique to hear it. Because, like, most people will be like, "Yo, I listened to your interview with Jim Norton or the guy from the Breakfast Club," or Chris Titus. But, like, not a lot of people give me actual advice, so I take it. Because I also see this in the news here. It says, "Good old Netflix sinks deeper into debt to fuel the growth of people signing up." Here's what it says here. And I will explain why I'm not surprised. Netflix is sinking deeper and deeper into debt for its relentless pursuit of more viewers, says the company's little margin for error. The big burden that they are having is that they're feeling like people are leaving the service more than ever. The billions of dollars that Netflix has borrowed to pay for exclusive rights, such as House of Cards, The Crown, BoJack Horseman, and more, has helped its service more than triple its global audience during the past 4 years, leaving it with 109 people that have signed up for it since September, which is good. That figure includes 5.3 million subscribers added during the summer period, according to their third quarter earnings on Monday. The growth exceeded management's forecasts and projections. But here's the thing. But their growth could could continue to slow down if they don't get hit rights to TV shows that are on Apple, Amazon, Hulu, and YouTube Red.
So what's really happening?
Here's the issue with Netflix, and I'll break this down. Here's the issue. It was great at first. Everybody signed up for Netflix. You could watch King of the Hill, you could watch Scrubs, you could watch Futurama, you could watch Sons of Anarchy, you could watch a lot of classic movies. The problem is they came out with House of Cards, and Netflix then thought their crap didn't smell because they came out with a hit. So they have had so many original TV shows and movies that have come out, and you have to pay those actors. I mean, they paid Dave Chappelle $50 million to do 2 specials. And it seems like they're not spending their money right, and they're so high on their own original programming that they can't afford the classics anymore. And people will rewatch the classics, even if it's a few seasons. That's why I signed up, was to watch Futurama. But now if I ever want to watch it, I have to put in my DVDs that I have, and not everybody has DVDs. So what I'm getting at is, you can find any of these shows anywhere else online. So you don't always need to get Netflix. And I think people my age are like, how can I save $9 to $10 a month, not have Netflix?
That's where I was going. When you think of how many subscribers they have, Netflix, do you think 100 million?
You feel less.
Maybe 50 million. Let's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
real.
yeah.
At what, $10 a month? You know, 500 million bucks, 50 million a day.
I really think my generation is going to ruin everything when it comes to TV, because I feel like a lot of the people that sign up for it right now are middle-aged people. I'm telling you right now, not everybody has Netflix.
You just hate Gen Xers, and you hate.
But they're the reason cable TV and Netflix is alive and not dead yet.
You're bitter, man. You're bitter.
No, I'm giving you guys credit. You pay for things that aren't necessary because you don't want to get with the times and learn how to watch things online.
You're being sarcastic, and I'm offended.
Oh, shut up, Kevin. All right, here's the deal. Tweet at me, Ryan, Hoppe Radio. Get the Hoppe Radio app.
Did you just air horn me?
Yes. I wanted you to shut up. All right, here's the deal. We will be right back on Happy Hour, and we will get into much more after this. Do not touch that computer mouse, that tablet, however the hell you're listening to my show.
Happy Hour. I feel like every time I come here and you're here, I suck.
No, you're fine.
Bring me down.
30 North
Bring me
40th.
down.
Have you heard about the new deal in town?
What do you want me to say? You're not?
I don't want you to say anything. Right? Shut the fuck up. It's my microphone.
North 40th Street, and that's in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Everybody, check out the Kevin Hawley Show. One of the best podcasts, not just in Tampa, but out now.
Are we on Facebook Live still?
Data for just $80. Yeah, that's right. Get 2 lines
I'm
of
slightly nervous now.
data for just $80.
For making fun of you, man. I obviously have the upper hand being a Gen Xer.
Smartphones with 32 gigs of memory, then you switch. All on the best reliable network. And make sure you don't miss out on this unlimited deal. 2 lines of
I was saying when I first began the segment, I hate this part of my show because I wish I had a way to like air commercials and not have to show my dumb face. Because like people are just sitting here watching me.
And you tell them that Ryan Hoppe sent you and that you're a listener of Hoppe Hour, they will hook you up.
I wish I had
And
something
if
cool
there's
to
anything
put
else
in
you
front
want
of
to know, maybe you want to call them real quick while you're driving the Metro PCS.
What we could do next time is just give my best of the bay.
8622. That's 813-628-8622. Tell them I sent you and they will hook you up.
Band. I just kind of did one of these, you know. Check out Slingshot Robot. Something like that.
All right. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
I gotta go kill that hooker downstairs.
What the hell? Don't say that on my Facebook Live. You know some idiot's going to believe it.
I'm joking.
I know you're joking. All right, we'll be back in about 2 minutes. I'll be back in about 3 minutes, so hang on. I was taking a break. We talked like 45 minutes in a row.
And then when you get back, some strange SUV in the parking lot in front.
That's sketchy. Getting all these mouses mixed confused.
I think it's a good show so far, man. I feel like I stepped on your toes a little bit.
Oh,
I
Frank.
just feel like that. But I have fun, man.
No, dude, you're the best.
I have a good time. Thank you. I don't think I'm the best, but
Yeah, you're pretty cool.
I like doing this. I have a new laptop I'll be bringing tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Should be a lot faster on the sound bites. You know what I mean? YouTube and stuff.
All right, we're about to be back. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. Get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. All right, we have so much to get into. See this article here. Got a lot of prep. A lot of times during the day, I'm really working on bringing more prep to the show. And this article here, I swear to God, was absolutely infuriating. All right. And I don't like talking about other people in radio or TV because I believe if you have to spend your show talking about other people in a negative light, it's because you have a lack of material and you're self-conscious in yourself, so you want to bring other people down to feel like the big boy in the room. But I wanted to talk about this. Jemele Hill, you know who she is? She's the ESPN anchor that tweeted out those crazy tweets about Trump, stating her opinion, which she should be allowed to do. And she said, I deserved it. Even though she went crazy on Twitter, after she had those tweets and after Trump got mad, she kept going on and on about it. And here's my thing. it almost makes what she said kind of hypocritical. She didn't have the guts to hang by it. Because, if she were to get fired by ESPN, she would be a hero who would then easily get a job at Fox Sports 1 or NBC Sports. Even though you're not on SportsCenter, you could kind of prove your point. But the fact that you're backing down and you're letting Trump win this, the person you were bitching about on Twitter, and the fact that you're letting the company win, she just kind of comes off, not like a bitch, but she just comes off not good. Like you're going to talk all that smack and then go, oh, oops, I deserved it. It says here, Jemele Hill spoke out Saturday after the 2-week suspension ended. She landed in hot water after a bunch of tweets on Twitter. She was reprimanded after saying that Trump was the white supremacist last month, which, whatever.
I mean,
If you
don't
want,
look at me.
I'm just saying, I don't care. I don't know why everybody was so offended. It's her opinion. God damn, we're not allowed to have an opinion in 2017 if it's not politically correct. It's so nauseating.
It seems the opposite sometimes, man. It's like you have to be politically correct, or else you get chastised.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What about this one? Can I bring one up?
Yeah, what up?
I've got a mom arrested after leaving her kids at home to go on a trip to Germany.
Yeah, read that article. It's juicy.
This is a Johnston mom. Johnston, where's Johnston from?
It's in Massachusetts, I believe.
At Johnston, Mass. Okay. So, this Johnston mom was arrested on Thursday after she left her 4 kids home alone so she could go on a trip to Germany.
Listen, if you are leaving your 4 kids at home to go out to Germany, and I'm not even saying this to be a loudmouth, 'cause sometimes people go, oh, you're trying to be a shock jock, Hoppe, you're trying to be outrageous. If you're leaving your kids at home to go to Germany, you should immediately have the kids taken from you.
How many kids, Hoppe? She's 30 years old. She was charged
Well, it's not fair for me because I read the article. How many does she have?
She was charged with 4 counts of child endangerment and 1 count of making a firearm available to a person under the age of 12.
Yeah. I hope she does not have her kid. Listen, if you're that much of a dirty, rotten imbecile to not care about your kids and to put your kids in harm's way, you shouldn't have them. I'm sorry. You can earn them back.
There's a fine line here. Now, you're allowed to leave your kids home alone in a lot of the states if they're a certain age, 10, 12, whatever.
But don't go to Germany!
That's right. She left 2 12.
Yeah!
2 of the kids are 12, the other were 6 and 7, right?
Ridiculous.
You can't leave them home overnight for multiple nights. It's
You shouldn't leave them at all.
Yeah,
I don't care if you even leave where you're from. If you're going from Massachusetts to New York, you should have your kids taken away.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't even care if you're not even going overseas. If you're even doing that, bye-bye! You got to earn them back.
what's funny is
Child Protection Services, come in.
DCF.
Yeah.
She's the opposite of the quintessential, soccer mom with the scrubs on. It's like the poster child woman for my son Aiden is the world. This is my uniform for it. You know what I mean? It's like so common to see these single moms that are successful and doing a great job.
They think their crap doesn't smell.
But this lady's the opposite, the polar opposite. She's like, well, they're 12. They can watch the 6 and 7-year-old. I'm going to Germany. Woohoo, let's party.
Speaking about really good moms, there's some news from good old Farrah Abraham. You know who that is? She's the teen mom from the show on MTV, and she has a porno that she claims was leaked with James Dean, even though it was like beautifully shot. No pun intended.
It was butt stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think
She's giving butt advice. I think you remember or you watched it.
I don't know anything about it. But I
Yeah.
know about
Of course you don't know anything about it.
butt stuff.
She goes, and this is from TMZ, and if any of my family members are listening to this, turn it off. I inspire couples to go backdoor. It's a God-given gift. Farrah Abraham's not just a one-woman porno act. She's the answer to every couple's butt problems because she's a natural, or she's saying. Farrah's rear is all the buzz leading up to Halloween when she's going to do a solo anal show, which I love how Farrah Abraham was trying to say, oh, that porno was leaked. Listen, it went 2 ways. No pun intended. Listen, here's how it went. Either the porno was leaked with a professional porn actor, which does not sound leaked. Maybe it really was. And then she wanted it to be shot nicely afterwards, so they added in effects and they make it look really bright and fancy. Either that or she's had it planned out all during this whole time, and she's not embarrassed that she was in a porno, so now she's embracing it. Because if you were a mom that didn't want it leaked, you wouldn't do a porno again. You wouldn't be doing a solo anal show.
Obviously, you watched it.
Yes, of course I watched it.
Yeah, show prep.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was trying to get ready for the show. I'm just saying, I hate when these famous people lie to get attention and then they try to act like they're innocent. Everyone was like, no, the porno was leaked. And if you watch it, you can clearly see it was not leaked.
But don't most women that do butt stuff lie about it? I mean,
yeah, or they're in porn, because most girls don't do butt stuff. You have to, like, beg them. They're like, can we please do it? It's like begging a mom to let you get ice cream when you're out to eat. It sort of reminds me of, like, I would go to Home Depot with my dad, and there was a vendor that had hot dogs and beef sandwiches, and he never bought it for me. I'd be like, please, can we get the hot dogs? That's kind of what it's like. You're like, can I please have the butt socks? And it never happens. All right, tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Okay. You get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio. I saw this headline here. Now, for people that are listening that don't know the Tampa Bay area, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tampa Bay Lightning both play on the Tampa Bay side of town. And you go across the bridge, and then you're in St. Petersburg. And that's where the Rays play.
hey, stop.
And there was an article.
Hold
Go
on. I like to watch games on my phone. Where do I go to get a good phone service in Tampa Bay?
Oh, if you want the best deal on cell phones, if you want to get hooked up.
I do.
Yeah. Because maybe, you know, I love how you did this for me.
I can't get it enough. You know what I mean? I try. I had AT&T forever, and it lost service. I don't know why.
If you're sick and tired of all those papers that you have to do, or you have to read all the contracts, and you're going, man, all I want is a reliable cell phone service that will hook you up. Metro PCS at 4330 North 40th Street North in Tampa Bay. If you go there and tell them that I sent you, and you use the keyword Happy Hour, and you say that you're a listener, they will hook you up with a great deal on Metro PCS.
Hey, I have Metro. I love it.
813-628-8622. That's 813-628-8622. Tell them I sent you for a deal. All right. I saw this article here, and this article is absolutely infuriating. It says here, lesbian couple followed and harassed by Trump supporter caught on video. Now listen, it really shouldn't matter that he's a Trump supporter, but the media had to put that in there. But what the guy did is actually infuriating. A young lesbian couple was harassed by an angry homophobic Trump supporter, and it was captured on video.
Come on, man.
Let me read the article before you determine. This couple say they were walking at the Huntington Beach in good old California, holding hands on Sunday when a man approached. The couple, who as it happens held hands for the first time in the same location 2 years previous, said that this man got really close and began yelling at them immediately. He was saying that it was unnatural and they were going to hell for their actions, which any of those cretins who get in public and have to make a big scene about anti-gay people, who are you proving? Like that douchebag, imbecile dirtbag who hangs outside of the Amalie Arena across the block by the parking lot and by Ferg's Live.
Call him out.
And he always goes, oh, you're going to hell, and he reads his Bible. Listen, buddy, do you think anybody listens to your rant and goes, you know what? I was for gay marriage, but now I'm not because you're yelling at me in traffic. You know what? Now I'm into guys and I'm a girl, or I'm a guy and I'm into girls now and I'm not into the same sex because you told me that I'm going to hell. You converted me. I never get these religious, nut job, out of touch pieces of crap that literally will go to gay pride parades and just say you're going to hell. You're literally not going to protest anything. At least if a teacher protests that they're not being paid enough, usually it works out. Or when actors protest they're not being paid enough, it works out. There has never been a successful protester where he's converted somebody to being straight.
And there's never been a successful Antifa or anti-Trump guy. Why do you got to throw Trump in there? I'm not even a Trump guy, but why? Does it really matter? That guy's been there since Obama was president. I've seen him on Ashley and on South Franklin under the.
Did I
the
put
overpass.
Trump in the discussion? Did I mention
You
him?
did. You said he was a crazy Trump supporter. Dude, you totally said it.
No, I didn't.
Totally did. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Okay, we'll roll the tape.
Yeah, rewind that.
It just says here in the article that the man began saying they're going to burn in hell. The man in
Scola.
in
Does
West.
it say Trump supporter? I have to know.
Yes, but
For real, does it?
yes, that's what it says in the article.
Why? Why? Why is that?
That's what I
important?
said in the beginning of the rant.
Is it really?
Do you half listen to me when I do the show?
I try to be opposite of you. Try to,
Don't do that.
I
The
will.
worst type of radio. I
Oh,
swear
you're gonna call it worse
to
radio
God,
now?
the worst type of
Stop
radio
yelling at me.
is any show where you have to have the opposing viewpoint, like any of that fake scripted crap on ESPN
I don't
or
really think I
Fox
was
Sports
being
1.
fake. I don't think I was being fake. Maybe I said that, and maybe that was a bad choice.
Oh no, I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying that was an opportunity for me to rant about like Skip Bayless and all those hacks on TV that have to argue just to argue.
I just, I'm like so tired of the anti-Trump stuff. Not from
No,
you,
but it says that
but
this
from
couple,
in general,
it doesn't matter that the article said that the guy was a Trump supporter. What I'm getting at, dude, is no protester has ever converted somebody to being hetero because
or being gay. No protester ever taught me how to be gay. I learned it on my own.
I know, but it's just these guys piss me off. But it's like, what's wrong with you? Go jerk off to Pornhub and relax, dude.
No,
God damn it. I know. You know that cameraman Terry Richardson that's taking pictures of all the hot people in Hollywood? He took the pics of Kate Upton and good old everyone's favorite Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. What are you laughing at, Kevin?
Sorry.
What's funny?
Carry on. No, I feel like I said something that you didn't catch.
What did you say?
Nothing at all, dude. Nothing.
Was it about me?
No, not at all. Really, it's nothing.
So you know about this cameraman Terry Richardson?
Absolutely not. Is he an anti-Trump supporter?
God, stop saying that. What I'm saying is, he's this photographer that has taken. Look him up on your phone, Terry Richardson. Every good-looking girl he's taken pictures of, and he has to be in the picture, and he looks like a creepy porn director. Like he's that guy that you go, yeah, he takes pics of girls, and he admitted, I sometimes behave in a sexually explicit way, and he admits interacting with the models,
Who doesn't?
but he says it was consensual. Terry Richardson, 52, is known for incorporating explicit themes into his shoots. And he says that they are very explicit and sexual. Celebrity photographer has admitted interacting with models in a bad way. He has been banned from working with several major fashion magazines because of sexual harassment claims. And when you look at this dirtbag, Terry Richardson, you can just tell he's a creep. Like, he's not that type of person where he's proud of his art, of taking pics of beautiful women. Like, the good guys that take pics don't need to be in it. But the fact that he's in the background, he wants to show his name. And that's called being a narcissist and a sociopath and a weirdo.
It's weird for sure. Yeah.
He has been the subject of widespread allegations of sexually abusing models over his long career, which he says he denies, which... I love that creep Bill O'Reilly claiming he's innocent even though he paid someone $32 million. I love Roger Ailes. I love the guy out in Los Angeles and Terry Richardson. And I love how it's everybody else's fault and it didn't happen. They don't have any reason or any sort of proof that it didn't happen. But they go, yeah, it didn't happen. If I said it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Like, if you listen to Bill O'Reilly, it's everybody else's fault. It's never their own fault. It didn't happen because I say it didn't happen, okay?
Well,
Kevin.
When he's done, he's like, that never happened.
That could be like you saying you fought a woman in the Punch-Out, and I'll say, it didn't happen. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
If I did,
It didn't happen.
If I did, I would have won.
You know what?
What's up? What?
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Just saying. I just love these guys who literally are caught being a creep and they have nothing to say, like Bill O'Reilly. So they go, it didn't happen. I have proof coming out. That's what they say too. I have proof that the left-wing liberal media wanted to bring me down, and they've been saying it for 4 months, and the proof's not coming out. Like, how hard is it to find a proof that you're innocent?
Touche. How hard is it for the left-wing media to say that there was Russian collusion with the election?
Okay, fair enough. But we're not talking about that. I don't get that.
4 months.
All right, I'm just saying. Man, you're really getting political during the show.
Dude, it's not like I'm trying to. I just.
It's natural, though.
It's natural.
Here is what Terry Richardson said. He says that he can't believe that people think low of him, and he just does it for the art. Yeah, taking a picture of a girl's ass and taking a picture of a girl topless while you're both eating bananas is so artsy. It's not you trying to bang them. You taking a picture of that imbecile Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball is so artsy. It's so edgy, man.
Oh yeah, put it up, man. It's awesome. Change the filter on that. Seriously, it's like, really? You know, it's how great is it? How great is it?
He said, I have never used an offer of work or a threat to someone that they did not want to have happen. I have never used my job for the greater good. Of course you have. When you've taken pictures with over 40 women and you're a weird looking dude that has to make it about yourself in the background, of course you have. Back to the quote.
Did he ever come over? Haircut?
Just look up Terry Richardson on your phone and you're going to be like, he said...
My jeans are too tight. I can't pull my phone out.
Oh, wow. You're so ripped. He says, I give everyone that I work with enough respect to view them as having ownership of their free will and making their choices accordingly. That just sounds like corporate mumbo jumbo. That just sounds like a lawyer telling you what to say.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, that's a cheap ass statement.
I didn't do it because I didn't do it, okay? I didn't do it.
Yeah, just...
I didn't do it.
Yeah, just say it.
I didn't do it. That's all you got to say. Because once you say that you didn't do it, then you're fine, you know? Then everything is good. But when you can't come out and immediately say you didn't do it, it means something is up. All right, here's the deal. We will be right back on Happy Hour after this. Do not touch that computer, mouse, that tablet, however the hell you're listening to.
Happy hour. Have you heard about the new deal in town? The best deal in Tampa Bay? If you haven't, I'm about to let you know. It's at 4330 North 40th Street.
How do you think the show's going?
Tampa Bay, Florida. And here's the deal.
How do you think the show's going?
Go to PCS today and get 2 lines of
I feel like
unlimited
I'm
LTE data
spending
for
too much
just
time on your show.
$80. Yeah,
But
that's right.
I'm
Get 2
loving it.
lines
I think it's
of
really good.
Bro, I think you're
unlimited
fine.
data for just $80.
Luke McDermott, the
Plus,
stand-up
you get
comic,
2
is
free
asking me,
awesome
because I said, you want to come on the show? And he's like, when? I'm like, next week or the week after.
All
So I'm
on
sending him
the
this
best
picture.
reliable network.
I'm saying,
And make sure you
good
don't
studio.
miss out on this unlimited deal.
I'll be on
2
live.
lines with unlimited LTE data for just $80.
How do you exit out of
Don't
this?
wait any longer to take advantage of this great deal. If you go
It's
there
on that
at
smoke.
4330 40th
Just
Street North in Tampa Bay, Florida, and you tell them that Ryan Hoppe sent you.
We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Happy hour, they will hook you up. And if there's anything else you want to know, maybe you want to call them real quick while you're driving to Metro PCS, call them at 813-628-8622. That's 813-628-8622. Tell them I sent you, and they will hook you up.
Luke's an up-and-coming comedian. Another Cam Bertrand, you know?
What?
I just booked a feature with the third Stamp Cup.
Nice.
Just fucking booked it.
Good job, homie.
It's cool.
We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Hang on.
You want to do like a 3-hour show or what's up?
Maybe 2 hours. I don't think I could do 3 hours yet.
Come on, dude. I've been doing 3 hours since the rip, dude.
Yeah!
How long you got?
We've been doing it for like, I would say 70 minutes.
How long you got till we come back live?
2 minutes. Why, you want to do a longer break?
No. It's fine. Well, how long's the last segment?
I might do one more after this. I don't know.
Alright, well, let's
I'm going to talk about
do your 2 and give me 5 and I'll be back for the whole thing.
2 minutes.
You do your 2 or whatever, give me 5 and I'll be back for the whole thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. I gotta call Aaron back and I'll be right back.
Bro, it's fine. I need a breather from talking, I swear to God.
Alright.
We'll be back in about 2 minutes. That's what I was working on. Look. NBA, the board, the show. Yeah. It's the simple things that make me happy.
Ryan Hoppe.
Call Hoppe. 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-494-6773.
All right, back. Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. Tweeted me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And this is being brought to you by Silver Dollar Food at Metro PCS in Tampa Bay at 4330 North 40th Street. Call them at 813-628-8622. It's 813-628-8622. If you go there and tell them that I sent you, they will hook you up with a great deal. All right. See this article here. And here's the weird thing. Is for people that don't know, if they're not in Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tampa Bay Lightning both play in Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Lightning play in downtown Tampa, and then the Buccaneers play on Dale Mabry about 10 minutes from downtown on this highway on the side. And the thing is, the Tampa Bay Rays play in St. Petersburg, so you have to go across this bridge, see Howard Franklin, and during traffic. So if a game's at 7 p.m., you would have to go in traffic. It's about maybe 20 miles from Tampa, even longer if you live in the suburbs on the other side near Tampa, like Wesley Chapel and Land O'Lakes and Lutz and all that over there, Newport Richie. It's a hassle to get to the Rays game. Listen, I know I've only been here 2.5 years, so I feel bad saying this. Like, I know people are going to be like, well, you're not a local. How can you comment on the Tampa Bay Rays? There's just this weird disconnect between the Tampa Bay Rays and Tampa Bay. Like, Tampa Bay gets all excited for the Buccaneers. Yeah, there's not as much pumped upness right now because they lost, and now they're under 500, and they're supposed to be good this year. But people care about the Buccaneers in town. People care about the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I get that the Rays aren't good, but you have a Major League Baseball team in your area, and it just seems like nobody really cares. Especially the weird part is I live like 10 minutes away from Rays games, and Rays games aren't even that expensive, but there's no Rays things in the front lawn. Like there's no Rays flags, there's no decorations. The bars aren't promoting the Rays. Like if you go to the Cubs Wrigley Field, and I know you can't compare the Cubs and the Rays, and if you go to Wrigley Field or Milwaukee, all the bars are promoting it, and it's just there's no sort of energy for the Rays. So I don't know if they need to be in St. Pete. Here's what I think you should do. But it says here, Pinellas leaders are pondering possible Rays move to Tampa. Here's what I think you need to do. I think you need to just have them play at that nice field where the Yankees play during preseason, so they're right across the block from Raymond James. And you just need to knock down Tropicana Field. I just don't see what the benefit of it being there is. It's voted one of the worst places for food. The attendance is bad. And you could literally create a little bar hopping area over there if you knock it down and you just create a bunch of bars or something. Make St. Pete more visible and more into a place that people would want to visit more by just knocking it down, because nobody's going. And I know each year people hope for the best for the Tampa Bay Rays, but I've been here 2.5 years, going on 3 years, and nobody cares. Unless it's 2008, from what I've heard, it's kind of that back burner of teams here in Tampa. I'm just saying. This is from WFLA, the local news site here in Tampa Bay. Even before news broke that Hillsborough County had worked out a land deal to build a new place for the Rays, Pinellas County Commission Chair Janet Long was already talking about that. Just do it already. Quit talking about it. The clock is ticking, and it is coming to a point of decision making. Janet Long, the commission chair, says that she predicted that the chance of it will be done in 2 to 3 weeks. I am in conversations with Brian and Melanie from the Rays, and they are in holding pattern, and they are in a holding pattern for a wait for Hillsborough County. Just get it done already. Holy crap. What is this waiting? Just put them where the Yankees play. Problem solved. Don't make us pay the taxes for a new stadium that no one's going to attend. Just say we're moving to George Steinbrenner Field. Problem solved. There you go. You don't have to waste money and just keep building downtown Tampa and downtown St. Pete. Nobody's going to Tropicana Field. Just put them in George Steinbrenner Field. Problem solved. I don't know why Hillsborough County and why Pinellas County are like, oh, we're waiting 2 to 3 weeks to hear about a possible proposal. And what's that going to take, 3 to 4 years? Just put them in Steinbrenner Field and problem solved. There you go. There you go. Problem solved.
Dude, I love the idea of the Rays going to Ybor. I love it. I really do. It's my side of the bridge, man, you know?
Ybor's safe. There's not going to be any riotings over there.
Of course not. No, but imagine all the Tampa people that already go to the games, and the hardcore St. Pete people are going to go to the games anyway, you know. Then you get all of West Pasco, South Hernando, Polk County. All those guys have a pipeline right into Tampa. They don't have to go over the peninsula to get to South St. Pete. I think it's a good move in that respect, anyway, in my opinion, you know. And a retractable field, maybe, instead of a dome. Cool.
Rick Kreisman, the mayor of St. Petersburg, said that there are a lot of what-ifs that have been going on. Well, no, Doc. You've been talking about this for 10 effing years. I heard about this when I was up north. And you look at ProBaseballTalk.com, HardballTalk.com, or ESPN. You keep talking about it. Are they afraid to just admit that no one likes the Trop? I mean, what is this? Just get rid of it already. Just knock it down. And like I said, when you were out taking a smoke break, literally...
I was not a smoke break. I don't smoke. I was out on the phone, bro.
Okay. Whatever. When you were out...
Important stuff.
Sorry. When you were out during that break, I was saying that they should just knock down the Tropicana Field where the Rays play.
And give back the homes to the people that lived there originally.
Yeah. Or you could build like a nice bar area.
Soul Brother Kevin had the best idea.
What?
He said make it the biggest Tampa grow house.
For what, weed?
Yeah, because it's legal. Make it a giant grow home. Yeah, grow house. I'm not a big weed guy, you know, but
Me neither.
makes sense, you know. It's money. They can make a lot of revenue off of that.
I just think Tampa Bay immediately needs to just embrace the Rays and bring it to that side of the bridge, or they're going to be moving to Montreal or Charlotte very soon. Cities that want it. There are actual cities. The Montreal Expos used to have a team until like 2004 when they moved and they became the Nationals out in Montreal, or out in Washington rather. So what I'm getting at is Charlotte's a good sports town too. They like the Hornets, and they're huge about the Panthers. There's actual cities that would want a baseball team. Remember that.
But would they want to relocate an existing team or start a new one? There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts, like you said. You know, a lot of things.
For what?
For relocating an already established baseball team.
Is it though? Nobody cares about it here. I don't get the disconnect.
I disagree. I think people love the Rays here, man. They've got a great team. Always. It's so fun.
That's because you're a sports fan, but like the average person, you look at their attendance, it's horrendous, and we're in denial about it.
It might be the last in the league, but it's still 10,000, 12,000 people every night, man, you know?
I know, but there's just a lack of excitement. It's just fascinating. I literally live 10 minutes from there, and I hear nothing about it. The neighborhood just does not care. It's the most bizarre thing.
I don't know.
Also, tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. If you're listening and you want to say more than 140 characters or less, you can leave me a voicemail, 856-49-HOPPE, or you also can email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. All right, this happened in North Jersey, and it says Wayne police, which is a town out in New Jersey, assaulted, breaking up a party of 50 kids. And it seems like it's that season again where you hear about all the underage drinking parties. And I think the reason that is because the weather is kind of going from nice to cold. So they're trying to find things to do inside. So they're not drunk at local carnivals, or they're not drunk at parks. They're using the house that is free for the weekend, and they are getting drunk. Was underage drinking a big thing when you were younger?
Was it a big thing?
Yeah, like were there underage parties? Like where like parents were gone for the weekend?
All the time.
Dude,
Yeah, it's huge.
I wasn't like cool enough to get invited to them. There was one time I got invited to good old Halloween in 2011. And I dressed up as Kobe Bryant for some reason. So what I did was I wore basketball shorts, I wore a Kobe Bryant shirt, and then I had these bright yellow shoes.
How old were you?
18? What?
I was,
And I was at this party at this kid's house named Eric, who was kind of a douchebag. And what happened was they kept feeding me vodka with no chaser. So I was on the couch and I was drunk and I was like, ah! And I threw up. And I threw up. And I threw up. And I got kicked out of the party.
Did you get it in the basket when you threw up?
No, it was on my shirt.
Kobe would do it. So you gotta be a good, authentic. Dude, you know what? Can I say something real quick?
What?
I was downtown Saturday,
Yes.
South Tampa,
Yeah.
and I picked up a friend
Mm-hmm.
and drove him across town.
Yes.
And we're sitting in Bruno Mars traffic. Okay?
Ugh.
It was horrible, dude. I was on Ashley, trying to get the hell out.
Yeah.
And the dude looks up and sees like a parking garage, you know, at one of the apartment complexes right there, like Sky or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's Batman. And the dude goes, "Hey man, is that Batman?" And I like bend my head down and look through the passenger window, and I look up, and sure enough, dude, there's a guy dressed like Batman with a cape, you know. He's got his arms on his waist, and he looks all tough, and he's just overlooking a crowd of people. Batman himself.
I wouldn't take it away from there. Was that near Ybor?
No, it was right downtown, like right next to the Bank of America.
Well, there's two cool fans of the Tampa Bay Lightning. One guy dresses up as Deadpool, but he names himself Deadbolt. And he's a really cool dude on Twitter. Look up Deadbolt. And then there's another one that dresses up as Spider-Man. I think he's just the blue Spider-Man. And they go to each game, and you talk to them, and they're like, "What's up, dude?"
This guy was perched up where I don't think people were allowed to go. You know what I mean? He was so high up on the rooftop.
That's just typical Florida,
It
dude.
was the weirdest thing. Well, can I tell you something? I don't want to say why or how or what business, but I got a compliment, and it said, "I'll never forget seeing Batman in Tampa." And I was attached to it. You know what I mean? The weirdest thing ever. They're like, hey, Ryan, have you ever watched Bruno Mars from the parking garage?
Is it the one near Channel Side? The parking garage over there?
No, it was downtown, straight downtown. It was like right next to the, like, I'm talking like Ashley and,
So right when you get off the highway, where it says east and west downtown,
Before
you
you
can
get
go
off.
left to go to Ybor, you can go right to go to
not on the
downtown.
highway, downtown, getting up to the highway. Like,
But that exit is where you got off.
basically Kennedy and,
Oh, okay, so right when you get by the West Shore malls.
no, right when you're downtown.
I'm trying to pretend like I know the Tampa Bay area. And
Come on, dude. When you're downtown, all you see is the high-rise buildings. The Bank of America building, the big white
Yeah.
building, the Sykes building that looks like a beer can. They call it the beer can building. Right there, downtown, like right in it. And there's like a parking garage on top of like the Hyatt or something.
What do you think of downtown Tampa?
I love it, dude.
I think it's underrated.
I think it's not as busy as people expect it to be. And
Yeah. When I first moved here and I was driving in downtown Tampa, I was like, it should be busier. But that's what I like about it. It's very quaint and
it's so
relaxed.
nice. They have a children's museum. They have waterfront things.
I was working Wing Fling this Saturday, and it was the first annual. It was a really cool event
Hickston Park.
in downtown Tampa. And it was, you would buy tickets, and it was a competition of all these local famous people in Tampa. Johnny B from the Johnny B Show was one of the guest judges, and then you had Moonshine Miller as the host of the event. And you had all these local people judging the best wings in Tampa. It's called Wing Fling. It was the first annual. It was at Curtis Hickson Park, and the Bone Promotions team was there hanging out. And I was really surprised and impressed by how nice Curtis Hickson Park was. You see the skyline. There's no trees in the way, so the sun comes on you. People are laid back. It's friendly.
There's people cleaning up your mess. It's beautiful. It's really.
Which I feel bad. I hate when you go to those events and all the douchebags have to clog everything up.
I know, yeah. Dude, I worked in the Cap Trust building right there next to Curtis Hickson Park.
Yeah.
And it's like a 6-story building across the street from the big ones.
Yeah,
And I loved it, dude. It was one of the
Nice.
the coolest. Nice.
Uh-huh.
It was really cool.
Great to hear.
It was nice. What? It was really cool. Donald Trump had the whole 6th floor in the Cap Trust building because
Of course he did.
They were going to be building the Trump Tower.
You know there's going to be people that are like, of course he was on the 6th floor. 666, he's the double.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing, man. We had a lot of African American people that worked with us in that building. And Donald Trump was there one day and opened up the elevator. And Link, my friend, a big, he looked like the guy from Green Mile. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
big guy.
He said the door opens and he says, I'll take the next one. It's packed. And Donald Trump, with all of his cronies behind him, in his Trump suit, you know, with the overcoat and everything, he said, no, get in here. We got room, we'll make room. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
And so many people say, oh, he's so racist. Dude, he was like really, really nice in that building. Everybody loved him.
Cool.
He was a happy guy, you know.
Glad you like Trump. Good
I'm
to
not
hear.
saying I like Trump. I've never met him, you know. I just, like I said before, I am so tired of everybody just nonstop bashing Trump. Get over it.
It is annoying. It's like,
It's so
oh,
annoying.
God.
Get on to the more important things.
And they just keep going on and on
We get
and
it.
on. We get it. You don't like Trump. How original. What an original take. You don't like our current president? That's never happened in the past before.
Thank you, yeah. You know what's funny is I was listening to AM radio today, and not to show you think. Okay,
Go on. Yeah. You weren't talking about ESPN radio is what you're talking about.
No, I was not on the sports radio. I was bouncing around on a few different stations that came. And somebody said on the radio, convince me to be on your side. And don't do it by saying, well, Trump is this, Trump is that. No, tell me what's positive about you and what you believe in, you know?
I like that.
Yeah, it was cool. Nobody called. Nobody had anything to say. I couldn't believe it, you know?
I can believe it. People are too one-sided.
It was crazy, you know. And also you got to give it up to the station I was listening to is their listeners are more on that particular side, the right side, you know. So it was expected not to get a bunch of calls, you know. But holy crap, man! Come on, you know, you throw that out there on terrestrial radio. Hey,
Yeah.
teach me why? Why should I be with you? And nobody has anything to say. What does that say? You know,
It doesn't say a lot.
I
It's
think
not
what it
good.
says is that we should all get over it and just move forward.
You know what, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
For the first time ever, I agree with you.
Hey, where's the bell?
I'll be right back.
was a heartfelt
If you
moment,
heard about the
Ryan.
new deal in
Heartfelt.
town, the best deal
I'm
in
gonna cry.
town.
Hold on.
If you haven't,
What food do you have? I'm starving.
All kinds of food. I got popcorn, sunflower seeds, a fucking granola bar ketchup.
Aw, I suck at catching.
Metro PCS today and get 2 lines of unlimited LTE data for just $80.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Get 2 lines of unlimited data for just $80. Plus, you can get 2 free awesome smartphones with 32 gigs of memory when you switch. All on the best reliable network. And make sure you don't miss out on this unlimited deal. 2 lines of unlimited LTE data for just $80. Don't wait any longer to take advantage of this great deal.
I'm buying more microwave spaghetti this time. Fucking 30 seconds in the microwave.
And you tell them that Ryan Hoppe sent you and that you're a listener of Hoppe Hour, they will hook you up. And if there's anything else you want to know, maybe you want to call them real quick while you're driving the Metro PCS, or call them at 813-628-8622. That's 813-628-8622. Tell them I sent you and they will
We
hook
should just
you
keep
up.
going. You want to? Just play one song. Every great host needs a break. What?
I never pissed. I should do that. I got a cool comedian. The next week or two, so come in. We'll sit right there. That'll be fun. Oh, your phone's done?
Where you going? Bathroom? We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
That's something to say, Ryan.
One.
What have they done? Well, you'll find out.
Syndicated on IRN and heard around the world on the Hoppe Radio app. You are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
Welcome back to the Hoppe Hour, everybody. My name is Kevin Holly, and I'm here live in the studio with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, how are you? Good to hear.
I just want to say I tried to make an extra $300-400 today by Ubering. I started at 7 a.m. I didn't give up until I got here, and I did it. And I asked 37 out of 40 people. 37 out of 40 people. You listen to Hoppe Hour? 37 of them said, who? The other 3 said, Ryan Hoppe.
Are you serious?
No.
It seemed plausible.
It seemed like it.
You know what? You do. Is that what you came in? Because during the break, you're like, I have something to announce.
No, I did not. Put
Hey.
words in my mouth. Welcome back to the Hoppe Hour, everybody.
So, when you were growing up, did you play sports?
I did. I played baseball. I loved every second of it.
How many overbearing parents were there?
Actually, it wasn't too bad.
Have you heard about this LeVar Ball guy? His kid is Lonzo Ball, the top draft pick to the Lakers. He was saying during the NCAA tournament last year that his kid was better than Curry and he's going to be the next best player of all time.
Yeah. He's a hack.
Yeah. Well, his kid's really good, but what I don't like about this guy, and I know everyone hates him, so you're going to go, wow, Hoppe, what an original thing to hate on Lonzo Ball. Here's the problem with Lonzo Ball and what he's doing to his kid. The problem with what he's doing to his kid is it's putting so much pressure on him because now every night these players like Patrick Beverley of the Rockets, in his first game Lonzo Ball had, Patrick Beverley guarded the hell out of him and made Lonzo look awful, and he had just 2 points. So against good players, they're working really hard to make him look bad. Then against bad teams, Lonzo Ball is doing well. And you're giving him more pressure than he should have had because his dad's annoying everybody. Because LeVar Ball is now talking trash to the Wizards. And for people that don't watch basketball, he's just his dad that just brags about his kids all the time. And he has 2 kids that are currently playing in high school. He just brags about them all the time.
Is this kid really that bad or what?
No, his kid's great.
So,
But he talks his kid up like he's going to be the next big thing. And when you keep talking up your kid, that puts more pressure on him. Because it says here, LeVar Ball talks trash to the whole Wizards team. And their center, Marcin Gortat, responds by saying John Wall is going to torture Lonzo. John Wall's a point guard. Lonzo Ball is a point guard. They're the same position. They'll be guarding each other. He said he's going to torture him. LeVar Ball continues to write checks and is forcing his son to cash them on the court. On Monday, the Ball is Life elderman, LeVar Ball, had a message for the whole team. He said that he was going to absolutely crush them, and they had no idea what is coming for them. And it is just absolutely infuriating because imagine that pressure, because Lonzo Ball, the player, seems like a nice enough kid, but you have your dad that won't shut the F up, so he's putting more pressure on you because people are going harder than they normally would.
how hard can you really go, though? They fake injuries, man. They get slapped down. I'm just saying, you know.
No, I'll show you later. Patrick Beverley.
You're way bigger than me. Don't show me later, dude.
You don't want to see it?
No, not in that respect. I'm way bigger than you. No, I mean on the court, man. You're like 6'7". I'm like 5'8".
I'm not good at basketball, though. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter. You tower over me. I couldn't even try to like get.
What I'm saying, though, is the point guard for the Rockets, Patrick Beverley,
Don't get
guarded the hell out of Lonzo Ball, and Lonzo Ball had 2 points in his NBA debut and did awful. So they're really bringing it to try and bring him down, is what I'm telling you.
How long did he play to get just 2 points?
The whole game
And he got 2 points.
in his NBA debut.
How
Lonzo,
many rebounds and assists?
he did all right there, but what I'm saying is they really made sure.
Anybody that gets only 2 points for a whole game, I mean, he was in the whole game.
Yes. That's what I'm telling you. That was my whole point.
So, ball sucks.
No, Lonzo Ball then had a great game. He almost had a triple-double against the Suns. But what I'm telling you is, imagine once the Lakers are good and then they're going to be in the playoffs, LeVar Ball is going to be like, I guarantee that they're going to win the championship. And he's going to put all this pressure. If I'm LeVar Ball and I'm LeVar Ball's agent and the people around him, I literally need to be Lonzo Ball, where I just put tape over my dad's mouth and he's not allowed to talk. Like, you seriously, I know like your dad's helping you make money, but you literally have to sit down and just tell your dad to shut the hell up. Your dad's ruining you. Your legacy is going to be hurt if you don't live up to how good your dad is saying you're going to be.
So Dad should chill out.
That's what I'm saying.
I hear you.
Have you been to any of, let's say, your cousins or your nieces and nephews' games?
I'm not talented enough to have my dad crack down on me. Is that what you're saying? I couldn't possibly be talented enough because I'm short.
Well, you just told me 5 minutes ago that no parents were douchebags back then, so I just didn't think to ask you again. So you already told me.
Pushy. No, my dad was a soccer coach, but
Yeah.
I never played soccer. So my older brother would be able to answer that question better.
Tweet at me. Did some parents push you a lot? Let me know what it was like for you. At Ryan Hoppe Radio, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com if you want to email me. Last thing before we end Hoppe Hour. Vaping will be banned in inside public places in New York. Oh, I hope this is everywhere. I am so sick and tired of seeing the douchebag vapors that think they're so edgy and so cool when they do it. Oh my effing God.
Look, if you're trying to quit smoking and you bought a vape machine with a 26 milligram, nicotine vape mixture, fine. Go out in the parking lot, just like a smoker.
Here's the
And
problem.
hit your vape machine. But don't do it in the movie theater. Don't do
I
it.
hate when you're in the
Starbucks.
mall
Yeah.
and you see those punks that look around and they think they're so cool and they're like,
That's not
dude,
how
you
they
look like
vape.
a douchebag.
That's not how the theater works.
Well, I'm just reenacting. I have it in my hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they look like such tools, and they look around, and they have saggy jeans, and they have tattoos, and they think they're so edgy.
What's wrong with
You're
tattoos?
not impressed. You're
You
not
know what?
impressing anybody. You douche.
You're just dropping. I dropped.
I'm tattoo phobic.
Why? I'm covered in them, dude.
I judge people with tattoos.
But yet you're cool enough to come over here and hang out with me. What's up with that?
It doesn't mean I don't want to be your friend.
If
I'm
you
just
went to
saying.
the mall, you'd be like, I can't walk with you, dude.
No. Well, you
I'll
don't
meet you-
wear
I'll meet you in
wife
House.
beaters to show them off like a troll.
True.
It says here, a new rule which will come into law in 30 days will mean that the practice will be treated the same as smoking normal cigarettes. Thank God, because I hate when you're at Buffalo Wild Wings and some guy's like, "Go Packers!" and he blows it near your table. It's like, F you. Vaping will be banned in places including bars, offices, and restaurants.
That's just New York, though, right?
Yes, in New York.
It'll happen everywhere.
Good. Using e-cigarettes has become popular. No, duh.
What is an e-cigarette? Who uses e-cigarettes anymore? They all have those box mods or whatever they call them, It's like some high-tech hobby shop style, douche fruit of some sort, Nobody has e-cigarettes. What do you go to the gas station and buy e-cigarettes?
And it says here that e-cigarettes lead the league in teenagers smoking. They smoke that. Well, because people think that it's not that bad for you because it's not like smoking a cigarette, but it's pretty bad for you. It's not.
Same thing goes with anal sex, Ryan. Chicks are doing anal so they don't get pregnant. Got a bunch of chicks, they're vaping and doing anal. That's the thing with you millennials. Hey, what do you want to do? Oh, well, I don't want to be a Gen Xer or a baby boomer. Let's do some anal and vape.
Oh my God, is that funny?
That's pretty much what's happening.
All right. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio. H-O-P-P Radio.
Also, check out Ryan Hoppe on Sweat Motel.
Yeah, I love that radio show with Keith Sweat. He's like, "Hey, baby, where are you from?" And they're like,
Charleston. I'm from Charleston.
"What are you wearing tonight?"
I don't know my mama's Listen up, Keith Sweat. I'm so
And for
happy to
people
be
that don't know, Keith Sweat is this R&B singer from the 90s. And he has this radio show that's in many different cities. And it's him talking to women at night while playing dirty music. And in between each break, it's him talking to women. And they're like,
Oh, yeah.
"Yeah, it's Keith Sweat, Sweat Motel."
I want to call you tonight, Keith. I want to say, what's up? Call
What
from
song?
Charleston, representing.
What song you want to hear?
I want to hear Peace on You. I wanna hear Peace on You. What's up? It's my birthday. It's my birthday, Keith Sweat. What's up? It's my birthday with my girl.
I'll play you some R. Kelly. After this, we'll play 9 minutes of commercials.
I love it. What are you trying to say?
Oh my God, my one friend. I smoke e-cigs in the movie theater. You're a douche.
Yeah, Dick.
You're a piece of crap.
Stop it!
All right.
Trying to watch Gremlins too.
Yeah.
And all I see is a cloud of e-smoke. And it's like, straw nana. What is that? Straw nana.
Yeah.
What is straw nana? What the hell is straw nana? What are we naming little black babies? Oh, she's so cute. Let's name her straw nana. It's straw nana. Shall I meet in a coffee shop? What the fuck is that?
I'll let that sit there. I'm not saying anything to that. All right, check out Metro PCS at 4330 North 40th Street North, and that's in Tampa Bay. Call them at 813-628-8622. That's 813-628-8622. If you go there to Metro PCS and tell them I sent you, they will hook you up with a good deal. This has been brought to you by Solis Graphics. Solis Graphics out of Duluth, Minnesota. Go to tinyurl.com/happyhourdecal. It's tinyurl.com/happyhourdecal. If you go there, you can pay $2 for decals. I saw Johnny B last week tweeted out, Johnny B, the host of the Johnny B show on the Bone at night.
Awesome stand-up comedian.
He took a picture of somebody that had My Carte decals on the back of their truck, and then he had Happy Hour decals. And whoever that person is, I appreciate you. And last week, we had a listener who took a pic of, they had my app, Hoppe Radio, which you can get in the Google Play and iOS shop. They had it plugged into their aux cord, so it said Happy Hour is live. And that was very cool to see, because it looked like you were listening to Howard 101, or you're listening to Faction Talk. It had that same look, because it was a cool new car. So it's very cool when people spread the word of my show. All right, add me on social media, at Ryan Hoppe Radio. I'm everywhere with that name. Use the Snapchat name, Hoppe Radio, because it won't let me change it back. All right, Kevin, Holly, where can they find your work?
Thank you. KevinHollyShow.com. Not but just KevinHollyShow.com. All the links are there. We've got a couple of Facebook pages. Spreaker.com/The Kevin Holly Show. Hit us up on Twitter at Kevin Holly Show 4, the number 4.
All right. Why do you have the 4 in there?
Because we had, me, Pops, Jay, and Homeless Chuck, the 4 of us. Arguably because the 1, 2, and 3 were already taken. I don't know how many Kevin Hollies are out there. What the hell was that?
My ding sound.
Is that you cut me off? I'm done.
Kinda.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. This has been Happy Hour.
Woo!
I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Yeah!